Tonight on Podcast Them Down, we're going to create the most metal sports league on the planet because they need us to.
Cast them down.
Hail Metal Nation, it is I, Tim, that's Doug, and Matt, and we are here to do a special metal sports episode. Now, this is where you interrupt me and say we're gonna have a flawless January, right?
Oh yeah. Flawless January, no mistakes, no hiccups, on time delivery. OTD. That is the Podcast Them Down way, which is why
we're recording everything once and not a second,
and just letting it go. We're no repeats, no redos.
Yep, 30 days of hot metal action.
Yep, 30 for 30, we're calling it. We just admitted that.
And we're working on our book review.
Yep. Yeah, Tim has a Dreadnought right there, which we've been reading. I know you've all been following along. You know, I really hope, we've had, today is the last day of January. And this episode will not post until I think February, so first week of February. But I really hope all the Podcast Them Downers out there have been paying attention to our January episodes, because there are so many new features, new lingo, in-jokes. If you have not listened to the episodes posted between January 1st and today, January 31st, I honestly don't know how you can follow along. So please make sure, refresh your podcast machine to make sure you've listened to the previous month's episodes, or you will be lost.
Podcast machine.
It's just your favorite online studio program.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, your online studio friends, Matt, Tim, and Doug.
Is anyone going to be able to follow any of this? I don't know.
Well, if they listen to the January episodes, they will, Tim.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Just go and download all the January episodes.
Have faith in our faithful audience.
All right. So there is a new league in North America called the Professional Women's Hockey League.
This is the first I'm hearing about it.
So, there was a Canadian Women's Hockey League in 2019. It collapsed. Then there were two groups. There was the PWHPA, Professional Women's Hockey Players Association, and the Premier Hockey Federation. And the PWHPA boycotted the PHF. Okay? Well, so the PHF had a league of 7 teams, and they folded. The boycott ended, and they merged. And so now you got the PWHL, and it's better than the PHF because there were notable Olympians who were part of the boycott of the PHF.
Okay. All right. Okay.
There were some good players, but there were players on both sides is the problem. And
got it.
But now this new league has the best, mostly North American female hockey players in the world. So it's the top tier league of women's hockey. There you go.
The best North Americans in the world.
It's almost entirely U.S. and Canadian women.
Okay.
Yeah. And hey, Russia, fuck you.
Uh-huh.
Hey, a lot of Europe, fuck you. Yeah. Invest in your women's hockey programs.
Exactly.
It's not fair.
Well, I mean, there's a Swede here or there in the PWHL.
Okay. Well, they had to come to North America, the right continent.
Well, the Canadian and U.S. women's teams routinely win gold and silver in some combination. So
no, it's bullshit. The teams that are countries that field very competitive men's team, mostly in parts of Europe, do not invest in the women's game at all, and it is unfair to the women of our country and Scandinavia and our friends up north.
And it also leads to more gold medals for us. So, there's two
Until they
sides to
de-list
that
the
coin.
sport.
So this league has 6 teams.
All right.
Right now, just like the so-called original 6 in the NHL, even though the original 6 weren't the original 6, but that's beside the point. PWHL. The teams are named PWHL Boston, PWHL Minnesota, PWHL Montreal, New York, Ottawa, and Toronto. Okay.
Oh my god! And they all have the same logo.
Yes. Apparently they were considering London, Ontario, Pittsburgh, and DC were going to be part of the original 6, but
we can call them the Ice Mystics.
Yes. And DC asterisk, because we'll be seeing them in Virginia.
The Ashburn Mystics.
Right. So, those are your 6 teams. However, none of them have names, identities, logos, mascots. They don't have anything. All they have is their city name and their color scheme, and that's it. Like, in terms of branding, let's be clear about this. I mean, they have entire rosters, and
Do the players have names?
Absolutely.
They're just called. They're just the numbers. Boston 1, Boston 2.
Yeah. Well, like Hillary Knight is on Boston's team, for example.
Boston 8.
Poulin is on one of the teams. I'm guessing Montreal.
Okay.
And there's
she is on Montreal. You're correct.
Sarah Nurse plays for them plays for the league as well. So it's and Courtney Kessel is one of the coaches.
Okay.
So if these should all ring bells. And if you don't, go back and watch some Olympics, I guess. So thank you. That's the bell that was supposed to ring.
Yeah, it's the bell they ring.
All right. So how about so on a typical metal sports episode, we would go through the teams and judge how metal all of their team identity is. Mm-hmm. I think we need to take the color scheme, come up with a metal identity for them, and move on.
I like this a lot.
Because there are long-term plans to generate all this. We're just gonna help them out for free. You're welcome.
Yeah, for free. Although to download this episode, you will have to subscribe to the Patreon because we believe, like all true metal fans and musicians, we believe in DRM. Artists own their music, and no.
All right. All right. So, let us start. We'll do it alphabetically.
Okay. All right. PWHL.
All right. First one alphabetically is PWHL Boston. All right. So they let's see. They play at the I think they play in Lowell, Massachusetts.
They play in Lowell.
That's right. And they their colors are forest green, gray, and white. So I'm guessing they went forest green for Irish. Like Celtics. The Celtic Celtics. So,
okay.
All right. So how do we turn this color scheme into their metal identity?
Lowell is famous for textile mills. That's
not going to work. I'm thinking green would work with a zombie. So some kind of decaying flesh. This is going to be a metal as fuck team.
Okay. The Boston Zombies?
But no, it's more like the undead or it's
well, the thing now is the plural singular name. So maybe they're the Boston Zombie, but just with an I.
What about the Boston Plague?
There you go.
Yeah.
There we go.
And you're like green and there could be some like gross like a mottled green and gray, like a diseased tissue
Yeah,
kind of pattern.
it's perhaps, yeah, it's not really zombieism per se. It's some kind of plague.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm liking this a lot. All right, so usually we'll have some kind of logo, right? And some kind of mascot.
Well, so I think the mascot can be a zombie or some kind of disease, like a victim of the plague.
Right. I'd like to see his limbs falling off at hilarious times.
Yeah,
I think that would be great.
Yeah.
Like he could be going for a penalty shot, but his arms come off.
Like maybe, yeah, he goes to shoot like during the intermission, and his arm stays with the stick.
Yeah, like the mites on ice are there, and his leg falls off or something. They're like, ah!
There we go. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, this is gonna be great.
Yeah. Oh, fuck yeah.
But what kind of logo would work with this? Because how do you draw a plague?
I mean, you could make little viruses like the little COVID-19 guys.
Chat GPT's zombie answer isn't too bad.
Oh yeah.
The logo features a stylized representation of a medieval doctor's mask, reminiscent of the plague doctors from history.
Yes.
And you know how some teams have like two mascots?
The plague doctor and the zombie.
And they're antagonizing each other. Oh my God. This is brilliant. Thanks, ChatGPT.
Oh my God. This is, and there was a horrible smallpox outbreak in Boston in 1721. So it ties to local history.
Perfect. I think that one's done. I'd give it a medal score of 10 easily.
Yeah.
Are we ready to move on to the second team?
Yeah, no, this is, well, I mean, I don't know why we would, because the Boston Plague is going to dominate the league, but I guess we need to figure out who they're losing to.
All right. Next one, PWHL Minnesota. Their colors are purple, black, and white, and they play in the same arena as the Minnesota Wild, the NHL team. So, and I think it's somewhere it said it's the largest capacity arena in the PWHL.
Yeah. Size 4,000 people.
So the purple on the Wikipedia page is like inconsistent.
Yeah.
It's like an aubergine purple on the little logo. But it's like just a more straightforward purple in the little colors thing. Is it a
fuck
that
you?
Out first.
Is it a fuck you? They didn't give them the Minnesota green.
I think they're trying to distance themselves from the Wild, which is difficult when you're sharing an arena.
Okay, yeah. Minnesota just selected a horrible flag, so this logo has to be very bad.
A Wendigo.
Wendigo? What?
A mystical creature from Qualigon folklore, often associated with the northern forests of the United States and Canada.
Yes,
oh my God!
Yes, this is perfect. And it's like a tree reindeer demon.
The Wendigo is often said to be a malevolent spirit, sometimes depicted as a creature with human-like characteristics which possesses human beings. It is said to cause its victims a feeling of insatiable hunger, the desire to eat other humans,
and all zombie related,
to commit murder. Holy shit! Fuck you, Boston Plague. You're the worst in this league.
Clearly, I think would it be too heavy-handed to make the mascot Wendigo?
Oh my God! No, it wouldn't. And that's for the ladies.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I'm picturing a female tree monster, right? Who
she's wearing like pink leggings or something.
Yeah, and you know how like Guar has that space worm that consumes the audience?
Yes.
I think we need something like that because the Wendigos would devour the people. So like the kids, like Wendigo will like come up and like consume the children, and they can go down the mouth tunnel thing, and then like get Minnesota Wendigo swag at the end of it.
Now, are we worried about stepping on the toes of Tier 2 Junior A hockey in the NAHL? Because there is a Wisconsin Wendigo, but I feel like the Wendigo A is legally distinct, and the fact that their team email is david@wisconsinjuniorhockey.com means that we could probably use all the corporate muscle behind the PWHL to make them become like the Wisconsin Ducks or something.
Oh, I should mention they don't have I don't think they don't have an exclusive broadcasting deal right now, so they stream their games on YouTube, which is like infinitely convenient.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, so you can subscribe, and when the games are live, you get a little notification, and you just. So I was watching 2 games at once, and it was very easy.
I mean,
hopefully they get enough ad revenue so they don't actually need a TV contract, but I have a feeling that won't happen.
I mean, I like this. It's respectful of indigenous culture. It's a creature that's from Minnesota. This is perfect. Absolutely perfect.
I love it. And, the logo makes itself.
Right.
It'll be the head, like, angry, maybe trying to eat the puck.
Yeah.
There we go.
I think we may have found the single thing ChatGPT is useful for.
All right, well, I'm wondering what it's going to say about the next team. PWHL, Montreal, the colors.
Oh, those are,
burgundy, sand, and storm, which is a dark gray.
What the fuck is that? Huh.
Well, sand and storm make me want to, think like the sand blasters or something.
Yeah.
Like I'm picturing a sandstorm, and the burgundy comes into play because the sand has blown all your skin off. It's not hockey. It's not Montreal. And I don't think it fits. I'm just going off the colors here.
Okay, now this might be a little controversial, but could we not call them the Canadiens and just totally rip off the Canadians? Just make it the feminine.
That is a supremely metal thing to do.
Yeah.
And you, like, if anyone calls you out, you just insist that it's different.
Oh my God. ChatGPT. Chasse galère. The flying canoe is deeply rooted in Quebecois culture. Huh.
All right. So it's a magical canoe? I don't know about this one.
Yeah.
It's a group of lumberjacks make a deal with the devil.
I mean, that's good.
Lumberjills?
We need to we need to get constituencies behind this team.
A logo of a stylized enchanted canoe soaring through the night.
I am trying to remember, what is the name of there's like a female mascot that's the emblem of France. I think it might be Marianne.
Kind of like Uncle Sam?
Yeah.
While you're thinking on that, Montreal plays in they're sharing an arena right now with who are they? I'm totally blanking on them, but they're gonna have their own arena built at some point soon.
So I told it it's a women's team, and so the mascot could be redesigned to be a fearless lumberjane.
Lumberjane.
And inclusive colors.
What's an inclusive color?
Deep purples, bold reds, or rich burgundies.
They already got burgundy, so that works. Yeah, I feel like it's too easy to go with a lumberjane. It feels like a punt.
What if we called them the Gauls? You know, like Charles de Gaulle, like Gaul, like, and we made them somewhat like the Vikings, but like Asterix and Obelisk, like just kind of like female medieval warriors who are decidedly French.
I can see that. And I feel like that's open-ended enough. You could just incorporate all sorts of warrior things.
Yeah. And they could have like the red French liberty cap thing. There's plenty of red and storm associated
Don't
apparel.
forget sand.
Oh, and sand. We could make like a shitty version of the French tricolor. Like
all right, well, I'll live with this. It's just like, it just sounds kind of generic warrior, female Celtic warrior type stuff.
Although Doug does have an interesting option with the French werewolf, Loup-garou. Huh.
It's scary and mysterious.
But I think we don't need to try too hard. I mean, the Canadiens are the Habs, right? So they're going to call them some like stupid French nickname, like Le Boeufs or whatever, So that's out of our control. Their official name is and logo is technically meaningless.
Right. We can chalk it up to the local culture.
Yeah.
And just move on.
Yep. Done.
The Montreal French.
Now you're talking. Oh, perfect. And the logo's meant Marie Antoinette getting beheaded.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. There we go. Actually, I was ready to move on. I'm glad I didn't steamroll into the next one.
And their like battle cry thing is going to be Allez les French.
Yeah. The Montreal French. Oh, it's perfect.
Yeah.
It's perfect. Okay.
And not Francais, specifically French.
French. Yeah. Vive les French.
Well, France doesn't respect their culture, so right back at you.
Yeah, fuck you.
All right, next.
North American French is the real French. That's right. I said it.
PWHL New York. So they play at the Islanders Arena, UBS Arena.
Okay, so
on Long Island. They moved out of the Barclays Center, Berkeley, whatever it was. Barclays Center. Yeah, they moved out of there. So they their colors are turquoise, navy blue, and white.
Well, they apparently think they're an NHL team in 1996. So that's a plus.
Along those lines, those colors say to me, Gorton's Fisherman. Just like just like that weird Islanders third jersey. Or no, it was their main logo for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had the Gorton's Fisherman. So maybe some kind of sea monster.
The Montauk Monster.
Oh no! See, I was gonna go in a totally different direction, and call them the Mafia or the Cosa Nostra.
Oh yeah,
and just really like, and their mascot can be like a Carmen Sandiego, like a trench coat and fedora. She's just like a mobster.
Yeah, well, the Colombian drug trade was run by a woman for a long time. So,
isn't it not the really stereotype, but isn't it all more Jersey centered?
That is true. That is true. The stockbrokers,
It's creepy stuff, weird stuff on the eastern side of that island.
huh?
Too bad they play on the western side. But I'm liking the monster.
The
'Cause
monster,
that could be-
the Montauk monster.
Yeah, but how do you make it like
Montauk.
how do you differentiate it from the Kraken?
Right. See, that's, and I also feel like just in a similar but different way to Montreal, like the New York name has to pander to New York. Like Boston can take the plague, right? Like they're a strong enough city where you just give them any shitty like a Patriot, a Red Sox, and they'll embrace it. But New York like needs more pandering to its fragile little ego. So we need something that New Yorkers will embrace.
Well, it's got hockey sticks for claws. It's wearing a hockey helmet. And it's surrounded by elements reminiscent of the beach.
Huh.
I'm thinking like Oyster Bay. Like, can you make a fierce oyster?
Well, no, you listen to
I'll filter
that.
your water.
You listened to that Dollop episode about the New York oysters too much. What, the New York oysters?
Yeah,
doesn't work.
That's not metal at all. How about the New York ecological devastation?
Yeah. I mean,
All right, how about this? There's a lot of bodies that end up in the East River.
Oh, yeah, there's that nuclear power plant that never opened.
Okay.
Yeah, so, well, I was thinking the New York corpses.
I mean, the Montauk Monster is good, though.
It is, but it would need some finessing to make it. You know, you really gotta. When I think generic sea monster, I think Kraken.
Yeah.
And now Seattle like took the low hanging fruit and made the Kraken, and they did incorporate a tentacle, but they could have gone much farther. I think the Montauk Monster needs to go much farther with this monster concept.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can live with that one. Oh, look,
what would you call them? The New York Monsters?
Well, I like the singular plural word you were talking about earlier.
Oh, the New York Monster, and the Montauk Monster is like the logo or the
name of the mascot.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's the monsters, even though it's referencing one monster. That's perfect.
Even more confusing.
Oh, so it's a double reverse?
Yeah. Well, I asked it to work in the nuclear power plant and return the Long Island Radiance.
Oh, holy shit. Well, the Long Island Radiance does sound...
No, this is perfect. You know who discovered radium?
The Curies?
The Marie Curie.
Monster?
Well, so Marie Curie would be the mascot, a glowing mascot that uses her radiation to pump up the crowd, right?
I do like the Radiance, right? If they're the New York Radiance, like that's and Marie Curie is like the mascot. But yeah, like
weren't the Radium Girls in New Jersey as well? That's pretty close.
But like they
I mean, that was just a sad story though.
They could kind of have like green electricity, like green electric bolts, symbolizing ionizing radiation.
I like the logo features a powerful and determined female hockey player with a subtle glowing aura reminiscent of radiation.
Yes.
The background incorporates the abandoned power plant, such as cooling towers or nuclear symbols, creating a striking and ominous design.
Right. I'm picturing cooling towers behind her, and she's skating at you.
Yeah.
Like this, and glowing. Yeah.
And in this case,
every time I'm ready to give up, that's when the good idea comes.
And this is again just like the Kraken or the storm is like turning a noun that should be plural into singular. In this case, we're taking an adjective, radiant, and just nounifying it and pluralizing it, doing damage to language while also showcasing team pride. Fuck
I
yeah,
like
it's the Radiance. Hell yes.
Okay, I have a feeling this one's going to be difficult. The next one, PWHL Ottawa.
Oof.
The colors are red, white, and storm.
Wait,
They
you
love
used storm
storm.
already.
It's like an almost black.
Uh,
What even color is this? Like, I can't tell. The hex for it is 383334.
uh,
All right, Ottawa, home of the government.
home of the
Maybe
government.
that's where. How corrupt is France, Canada's government? Because maybe it could be like,
That's boringly clean,
Yeah.
I think.
oh, that's a shame. Because I was thinking, like spies or the
No.
espionage.
They should be like the Ottawa well-paid civil servants.
I given the town, I think this is not a terrible idea.
All right, the Spectral Maidens. The name Spectral Maidens pays homage to the ghostly apparition that has been reported near, Mackenzie King Estate in Gatineau Park, just outside Ottawa. So I'm picturing, a Victorian ghost.
Okay. But it doesn't use these are really strong colors. I mean, these are assertive primary colors. Red.
What were the colors again?
Red, white, storm.
Well, what about like a Lizzie Borden type motif?
Like the hatchets?
Yeah, like she's holding this apparition is holding a hatchet, and that's where all your red is. It's a bloody fucking hatchet.
Hmm.
And then then you could so Lizzie Borden's your mascot. Maybe you can like clean it up a little for the kids. And then but then you could have the band Lizzie Borden come and perform before important games.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. Here's my pitch. It's a little off the wall. But what if they are the Ottawa Justice?
Oh, like Lady Justice.
Yeah, like Lady Justice. The Supreme Court of Canada is in Ottawa. Law and order. Like you could do some kind of like legal motif.
Lady Justice has a blindfold, scales, and a sword, I believe.
And except when John Ashcroft is the Attorney General, at least one exposed boob.
Well, I don't know how you'd work that into a logo.
Oh, I do.
Oh, this is an off the wall idea. I'll give it credit.
All right, the Ottawa Bunker Banshees.
I think those are what we call the fans.
The Bunker Banshees.
Well, there could be the Dyphon Bunker is the team name.
Yeah, no, that's gonna be a group of super fans.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're absolutely right. That's like their whatever their wolf pack is.
No, I'm gonna lean into Ottawa Justice.
And
I think that's great.
Their swords, the scales could be storm. She's wearing white.
The sword is bloody.
Yeah.
Canada has red money.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking of Metallica's and Justice for All, where money has tipped the scales.
Right.
There's money
So we
falling
have
off
the money
scales.
there.
Yeah. So, but, yeah, that's perfect.
Also,
the mascot and the mascot should just be Lady Justice. And but I feel like she shouldn't be totally blindfolded. She needs to be able to see. So maybe the blindfold is like up over one eye.
Doug, also note for a future episode, we need to come back and talk about Ottawa's vomit-inducing flag at another time.
Oh man, I'm gonna look that up.
Yes.
You're gonna look it up right now. You can. Oh my God, what the fuck is that? We're gonna need to do some subset of Canadian flags.
Yeah, this is.
All right, next one, last one.
Saving the best.
We got a metal
for last.
league going. Let's hope Toronto doesn't blow it. All right, PWHL Toronto, blue, black, and white.
You sure they didn't want to go with cream or frost
Or storm.
or storm?
I mean, if they wanted to take like a hack stand-up comedian joke, all the women's teams could have white in their colors, but call it a different thing. Like eggshell, mother of pearl. And then,
cloud.
Then, some male sportscaster goes, they're all the same color. And it would, it'd just be a sad, hack stand-up comedian thing come to life. So now, blue, black, and white. And it's a light blue on this page. It's not dark blue like the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Right. Huh.
Yeah, this one's going to be
this is very hard. Toronto.
The White House wraiths.
The Toronto White House.
It sounds like the ChatGPT has fallen into a local minimum of structure plus apparition.
Yeah.
There's diminishing returns. Leafs, maple leafs.
Name for the World War I regiment, I believe.
The Toronto syrup. Because they're sweet. I don't know.
Okay, I do have to.
The Diefenbunker.
I do have to point out, the PHF team that they had in Toronto before the PWHL. Terrible name. The Toronto Six. They had a big 6 on their jersey.
Ooh, that's already
awful.
Been done by better teams.
Yeah. And yeah, so we have a low bar we have to get over.
Okay, I do have an idea, but I'm a little hesitant because I've just read the Toronto Red Eye Enigmas.
Red Eyes Enigmas.
Which is even better because red is not a color in their scheme.
We gotta feature the Don Valley Parkway. Urban legend.
The Toronto, they're the Toronto airport. And they could just have like YKK or whatever.
No, that's the zipper company.
Oh, sorry.
I think it's YYZ.
YYZ, same thing. Okay, here's the Pearson Airport. YYZ. Here's my pitch. This is much more about the colors than the city per se. But what about the Toronto Freeze?
That sounds hacky, though.
I mean, yeah, but they could have like a snow person, like a Yeti. Is it any more hacky than Leafs?
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, low bar to get over. It's way better than the 6. It's way better than the Leafs. Just as a concept.
Or I'm reminded of a Kids in the Hall sketch about a flying pig that entertained people in ATM lines in Toronto. So they could be the Toronto Flying Pig.
So if
Hold on. Some believe that there's a Hockey Hall of Fame ghost.
So the Toronto Hockey Hall of Fame ghost?
what again? Structure apparition.
There's the Screaming Tunnel.
Screaming tunnel.
I don't think we can call a women's hockey team screaming tunnels. Just
The hysterics. Well, if they came up with this in the 40s, they'd move them to Mississauga, and it'd be the Mississauga Misses. She's got like a rolling pin in her hand.
There's the Phantom Sniper of Hyde Park.
Oh my god!
no, we're not.
The snipers. Actually, that is a hockey term.
Mass
That might
casualty.
work. The Toronto
events,
snipers.
Toronto tornado.
Torontonados.
Toronto blizzard. Toronto commerce. Toronto.
The Capitals.
yeah. The Toronto Capitals. It doesn't make any sense.
It must be the capital of whatever. Toronto County.
All right, I asked ChatGPT. So it came up with the Toronto Thunderheads.
No.
That doesn't work either.
I do. Okay, the Hyde Park Phantoms.
Wait.
That's the entire name.
I've got it. It will piss off everyone. The Toronto Whale. And the Toronto...
So the Connecticut Whale was one of the PHF teams.
Right, yeah. See, it's even better. And they'll play like the Hartford Whalers fight song in a minor key. Like, what, da 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 da. Huh.
Eric,
Toronto is hard.
What are some famous Canadian women?
Famous Canadian?
Well, not Celine Dion. This is difficult. Oh, Jane Goodall was Canadian.
Toronto chimpanzees? That doesn't work.
Joni Mitchell. That doesn't work.
No.
Well, Haley Wickenheiser is on this list, but she's a hockey player with a bunch of gold medals. The Toronto Wickenheisers doesn't really work.
Wait, hold on. Emily Murphy, 1868 to 1933. Thanks to Emily Murphy, women in Canada were officially declared persons under the law in 1929.
I've got it.
Toronto persons.
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking. The Toronto persons, not the people, because they like pluralizing wrong. Leafs, the persons.
Wow.
You saw Community, right?
So, okay, hold on.
They had the Greendale human.
Yeah.
That's the mascot. It's just that.
Wow. Okay. She was appointed a magistrate in 1916, the first woman magistrate in both Canada and the British Empire. But after her first case, the prisoner's lawyer appealed her conviction, saying that the judgment was invalid because women were not legal persons.
Oh my God.
That, plus the question of whether women could be appointed as senators, resulted in her recruiting four other women's rights activists to take the questions to the Canadian Supreme Court and then to Britain's Privy Council. So,
what about the Toronto Dominion? Which I realize is a bank.
No, that's perfect.
There we go.
Wait, did we use the Loop Garou?
No.
We did not use the Loop Garou.
Well, the Loop Garou Huntresses.
Oh my God.
No, let's go with the Dominion.
I like the Dominion.
You can just have an angry woman hockey player. as the logo. Fierce, because you're in her dominion.
Now,
watch the fuck out.
Before we close the door on this, I would like to point out
it's also vanilla enough for Toronto. Like, it can't be a good name if it's Toronto.
Now,
Yeah.
Margaret Atwood is Canadian, and they could be the Toronto Handmaids.
Well, but it does. The red would.
Oh yeah, no, they're blue. Oh, okay, now fuck that. Yeah, that's out.
That was a good idea, I think. All right, so just to review, we got the Boston Plague.
Yep.
I already forgot the Minnesota
Wendigos.
The Montreal French. The New York Radiance.
New York Radiance.
All right, the Ottawa Justice. Hell yes. Yeah, I'm getting. But did I skip one?
No, and then
it's just there's only 6, and then the Toronto Dominion.
Oh yeah, the Dominion. I'm excited,
and then the bank has to sponsor them. You're welcome.
I'm so excited. I'm gonna buy at least 6 T-shirts as soon as all of these teams are ready to go and they've received our, suggestions.
All right, so if I can get shirts up in time for each of these teams, they'll be on steelresolve.com.
And they can't sue us because they're our ideas.
Right. And do us a favor and buy some of these shirts.
And we should tell the PWHL that we are willing to give them the rights to these names for just 15% of the merch. Just give us 15% of the merch and we're good to go.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Oh. We're keeping the Montauk Monster, though.
And for those Canadian teams, please send that check in American dollars.
Yeah, well, we'll come back and revisit when we do the minor league.
I mean, maybe, because we might be fucking rich, and then fuck you guys. We're not podcasting anymore.
Actually, I think if we're rich, we'll have time to podcast more.
Yeah, Podcasting Now might be a bi-daily show.
Your favorite remote studio program.
From your remote studio friend. What was it?
Yeah, remote studio friends.
No one's going to get that.
No at all.
Unless you listen to all of January's episodes.
Go download them right now.
Until next time, Metal Nation, you're welcome for all these free ideas that we just gave you.
You're welcome, ladies.
Cast them down.
I got to look up when the next game is.
Tonight on Podcast Them Down, we tell a bunch of women what to do.
No!